So, good morning ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to another vlog. We're going to go for a quick ride up to a little place called Newtown, which is a really old place on the Isle of Wight. One of the oldest places here, I believe. And yeah, we're going to have a look at that. There's a beautiful creek up there, which is basically a river estuary that comes in from the Solent. So we're currently on the road between Shorwell and Bryston. So this is Bryston, absolutely lovely place. Been and collected my medicines, so now we can continue. Three Bishop pub here. Told that does a really good meal and good bands and things on there. Now up here, I'm told, is an old post office. Look at these. Library and Village Museum. I'm told that's what the old post office was in. Well, that's beautiful, isn't it? Absolutely stunning. And I do believe Mr. Freddie Dobbs came up here when he was on the island a couple of years ago. Lovely Bryston. Really nice place. My friend Nick lives here. He's one of the guys I go out riding with sometimes. Generally once a week if I can make it, if we can all coincide. It's not always easy. As it is, I guess most of you will understand that sentiment. You've got a group of mates that want to go out on the bikes, and not everybody's always free on the same days. You know, I've only been out 2 or 3 times with Nick and those guys because of work and things. But such is life, eh? We've got to do the work in order to be able to afford these things. And other stuff. Food, electric, price of fuel, my God. Probably not the first to go on about it, but price of fuel, my God. Price of everything. Anyway, that's political. I don't want to get political. Not me. I'm just out for the ride to enjoy it. But that said, I do have a bit of an axe to grind at the moment. So I was reading motorcycle news today. No, it was out yesterday, but I was reading it today. And so that's Motiston down there, sorry I digress. Yeah, I was reading motorcycle news, and it seems that, you know, there's a big drive, no pun intended, a big push, shall we say, towards everything being electrified vehicle wise. You know, after I think it's 2030, you're apparently not going to be able to buy an internal combustion engine, or a petrol and diesel at least, car or van. No mention about lorries. That's probably not feasible. And you know, so many lorries on the road. Anyway, I don't know the figures, but yeah, you're not going to be able to buy after 2030, I think, or is it 2035 now? But on the horizon is a ban on the purchase and sale of only new cars and vans. The government are still deciding whether that's going to roll out to motorcycles, which are amongst the least polluting vehicles on the road. You know, per mile, motorcycles are far less polluting, probably, than electric vehicles, but that's another argument. But there is a electric motorcycle manufacturer called ARC, and it was in motorcycle news today that they've actually just filed for bankruptcy. Now, whatever the reasons are for that, I don't know. High overheads maybe, or whatever, but from what the article said in motorcycle news, and I quote, the bike that they're selling costs £98,000. £98,000, boys and girls. I mean, it's probably awesome, and it probably goes like stink, or goes like a stabbed rat probably. But 98 grand? Really? And, you know, unsurprisingly, I mean, I guess there's not that many people with that sort of money to splash on a motorcycle, especially when I would imagine, I don't know what the range is, but I would imagine the range is probably quite limited. But £98,000 for a motorbike, guys. And apparently they've sold a grand total of 11 since 2020. Now, I'm no businessman, but if you're only selling 11 of your product, then that's probably not viable. You know, like I say, I'm not a business person. So, you know, you guys do the maths. So yeah, what do you guys think? Let's have a discussion about it in the comments below. And this is the turn off here up to Newtown. We're going to go up here. This is absolutely lovely up here. Really old, really, I'm not going to say quaint because I hate that word, but it's really old. You know, you've got really ancient trees here, you know, 1,000 years old, some of these trees. That one there isn't, that were only planted last week. So up here, just round this corner, there's a lovely bridge over the creek. And the last time I came here, the tide was out, and it looked a bit mucky and a bit, yeah. It looks like it's out a bit more this time, but not quite as much as it was. So yeah, that's Newtown Creek. And we're going to head up to Newtown here. Round this corner is Newtown Hall. That's apparently the oldest village hall on the island. And you can kind of see it, can't you? And that, if you can see over that hedge, is Newtown Creek itself. There's lots of walkers. Thank you. I'm not surprised there's lots of walkers actually. It does attract lots and lots of people here, both locals and holiday makers, because it's so pretty and because it's so old. Nice people though. Hi boys and girls, so here we are. I've just parked up at Newtown. And there she is, look, there's the bike. Beautiful. Now we're just going to go for a walk down to Newtown Creek. Hey, you alright? It's absolutely lovely down here. Down this little path. And yeah, it's about a third of a mile, half a mile or so. And there it is, look. Bloody lovely. So that is Newtown Creek. And in the distance there, you can see the Solent. And I've got about a third of a mile to go, like I say. Now I've got over that mud, it's actually all right. Beautiful. There's a few people around, but it's not too bad. Made it. Yeah, there, look at that. Over there is a rifle range, belongs to the military. I think it's sort of over there somewhere. Yeah, it's absolutely lovely. I'm told when the tide comes in, all of this land here gets waterlogged. And people have actually said that when the tide is really high, this footbridge is actually submerged ever so slightly, but look at all these old timbers. I'm guessing that was part of the old port where boats used to come in and moor. Absolutely fascinating, isn't it? Yeah, look at this, guys. Absolutely beautiful. This is really old. Newtown Estuary. Lovely. Right then, here we are. So, hiya boys and girls. What a stunning place this is. And I've just sat at the side of this little hut. And it's a bit breezy, but who cares? The sun's out, it's dry on the roads, and it's reasonably quiet on the roads too. So there's loads and loads of little places like this on the Isle of Wight. Like I said, there was a bird hide a little bit further that way. There's all this beautiful scenery, there's pubs, there's stunning roads. When it's dry, it's not been very dry of late, but when it's dry, it's amazing. And when the sun's out, it's amazing. But also the Isle of Wight, you know, in winter, it's still as spectacular. It's absolutely beautiful. So I think if you're a summer fan of the Isle of Wight, you need to kind of come in winter as well and see it at its most ferocious, shall we say. And that's when you really get a flavour for how it is here. Come to the Isle of Wight, bring your bike, bring your car, bring your dog, maybe all together. But you've got to come and you've got to experience this. Anyway, ta-ta for now. I'll see you when we set off back. So that was Newtown, boys and girls. And seeing a bit of the town, or village or hamlet as it were. Showed you a little walk, showed you the little boathouse and hopefully some good drone footage. Now I'm going to head up towards a little place called Porchfield, which is quite important in my life because at Porchfield Village Hall is where my band and I rehearse. lovely road this. This is Thorness Bay Holiday Park here. And we've had, actually folks, this is something I wanted to talk about. We've had on the Isle of Wight this last 4 or 5 weeks a spate of people getting stuck in mud by the sea. A lot of it over there at Thorness Bay, but in a couple of other locations as well, and it's necessitated an emergency response from our Coast Guard, police, fire. And I don't know if it's because of the high tides or if it's because it's been raining so much, but there's been a hell of a lot of people venturing out into the mud and just getting stuck. So if you do come to the Isle of Wight, or you're from the Isle of Wight and you want to go on the beach, just be careful. Just be careful that you don't get stuck in the mud, because if you're stuck in that mud and the tide's coming in, you don't. Well, I don't need to explain it. You're all clever people. So I don't think I'm going to go into Cowes itself, or shall I? No, I will. I'll head to Gurnard first, actually. And from Gurnard we can go down Cowes Esplanade, and I might stop at the Woodvale pub. You run, lad. Bless you. Yeah, well, we might have a look at the Woodvale pub. They might be open and I can get a drink there. But it's a lovely ride. That's the Solent in front, guys. Tide's just going out, I think. And that is Gurnard Village, just over that hill. Yeah. In the past. There it is, guys, there's Solent. Lifeboat's out. Right. Lunatics in the water. Probably a few fish as well. There you go, the Woodvale. Lovely place, this. So guys, this is the view from the front of the Woodvale. Absolutely beautiful. Little boatyard there, look. This is Gurnard Seafront. Yeah, lovely location. Here you go, Woodvale pub. There it is, the Woodvale. Just having myself a little cheeky pint of Coke, and then we'll go a little bit further. So here we are, boys and girls, on the Isle of Wight, where I live. And interestingly, you may have seen, as we were driving through Motos Forest, how much like the New Forest that appeared. And that's because thousands of years ago, don't know exactly when, thousands of years ago, there was, the Isle of Wight was almost connected to the mainland, and the Solent, as it is now, was just a narrow river. And I don't know when it happened, but sea levels were obviously much lower back then. And then when sea levels rose, maybe after the last ice age, I don't know, I'll have to look into that. The sea levels rose and we got the Solent as it is now, a 3 to 4 mile stretch of water that separates the Isle of Wight from the mainland of England. And the most expensive ferries in the world, apparently. And you know, I'm subject to paying those ferry costs, and they are flaming expensive. But I'm not going to get into that too much. I'm just going to enjoy my drink on this lovely warm day and just chill out. Right then, kids. See you soon. Bye. So, A lovely, lovely drink there at the Woodvale. And I've just realised I've parked my bike with its nose pointing down. Hey, that's going to be fun getting it out. But what a lovely spot to have to struggle. This is Garnard. This is Gurnard Esplanade. And this leads down to West Cowes to the Royal Yacht Squadron, where sometimes royal family visit. But I'm going to start steadily making my way back home now. I've done what I needed to do. And what I'm doing now is purely pleasure riding, and surely that's what it's all about. So, another little bit of news from the front, boys and girls. You may have or may not have heard of the Movember charity, where in November each year men across the country, probably across the world, but certainly in this country, men grow a moustache, and it's all in aid of men's health, like prostate cancer, men's mental health, that kind of thing. But Movember covers a whole host of charities, and every year in April, May time, they do a thing called the Distinguished Gentleman's Ride, where motorcyclists get dressed up in their most dapper of outfits and they go for a bike ride. I think that might have been a subscriber nodding and waving at me, bless him. Yeah, you get out and you dress up in a suit or whatever you want to wear and you go for a quick ride. And it's all for charity. I'm collecting for charity, so if anybody wants to sponsor me, that would be greatly appreciated. 50p, 20p, pound, whatever you can afford. We like big ones, but we like small ones as well. Doesn't matter, whatever you can afford. I'm going to put the link in the description for my sponsorship page. It all goes directly through the Distinguished Gentleman's Ride website. So none of the money comes to me, it goes straight into a pot and it goes to the DGR. I'm going to get past this guy now. That will do my head in. So yeah, DGR, Distinguished Gentleman's Ride, Sunday, May the 19th. It is, this year. I don't know what the route is because they don't release the route until the last minute. But it should be good. Should be a good one. So yeah, if you'd like to, you could even join in. You could either come on the Isle of Wight one, you get registered with the charity. I myself, I got a sticker pack with my donation. I made a donation myself. I got a sticker pack to promote the event. I've got my bike all stickered up for the event. And yeah, it should be good. Let's hope we get quite a few people. Now you may remember on the last video, which was called Peter's Last Ride, that was for a guy, an old fella, 85 years old I believe he was, who was a motorcyclist back in the day, but sadly can no longer hold up a bike. He's no longer got strength to hold up a bike because he's not well, bless him. And it's his last wish, or it was his last wish, to ride the military road as a pillion passenger. So a couple of weeks ago we all met up on a Saturday afternoon. It was a bit grey and murky, but it didn't rain, thank goodness. So yeah, we all met up. There were about 30 bikes, I think, and we met up for this guy. He rode pillion in his old 1950s 1960s motorcycle gear, and he looked absolutely brilliant, bless him. And he had a whale of a time because he'd never ever ridden the military road as a rider or a pillion. So that was his last wish. So that was apparently his last ride ever on a motorcycle, bless him. Like I say, I don't know any more details about his situation, but hopefully you saw the video And yeah, we had a good turnout for that. So if we can get as good a turnout for that, maybe better for the Distinguished Gentleman's Ride, that'll be brilliant. Right, we're on the final stretch home. This is called Clatterford Shoot, and this leads us out into the country onto the Buchan Road, and then eventually it brings us to Shorrell. So boys and girls, we're near home. I'm going to love you and leave you, and then carry on loving you some more, and then I'll leave you again and come, but I'll be back, said Army. I hope you've enjoyed this video. I hope you've enjoyed everything I do. If there's anything you do like, please tell me and I'll do more of it. If there's anything I do that you don't like, again, please tell me in the comments below and I can change it somehow. So, it's good night from me, and it's good night from me again. And I will catch you at the next one.